Dear guests, comrades of the European Socialist and Arab Democrats, for a better understanding of the Syrian refugee crisis, this massive exodus with its impact on neighboring countries, including Europe, it would be better to focus briefly on the political reasons that led to this human tragedy of an unprecedented scale in history in this century. 5 years ago, started the Syrian peaceful demonstrations in Daraa and spread later on to major cities and suburbs in Syria, raising slogans asking for freedom, dignity, and an end to tyranny. 5 years ago, the regime answer was shooting at random at peaceful protesters, massive arrests, and terrible persecution and torture. That was before the beginning of armed rebellion and before the emergence of terrorist groups like Nusra or Daesh or other organizations of that kind. 5 years ago, there were several political initiatives to try to implement a peaceful solution for the Syrian crisis. The first one was the Arab League mission. Then came the United Nations one led by Kofi Annan, then the Lakhdar Ibrahimi mission, mediation. 5 years ago, the basic demands of these missions were the following. 1, withdrawal of army units from cities. 2, stop indiscriminate firing at peaceful civilian protesters. 3, release of prisoners and the formation of an independent fact-finding inquiry mission about missing persons and tortured ones. 4, allow free movement of the press. 5, new constitution with a multi-party system away from the monopoly of the ruling Ba'ath Party. 6, national dialogue, national unity government. 7, free elections. Needless to say that the mediation efforts failed, that the regime rejected any compromise, that the scale of destruction and violence reached unprecedented levels, and today, with Russian intervention, the massive exodus of civilians to neighboring countries and Europe will be uncontrollable. Now, what can be done by the European socialists and their friends of the Socialist International and free-minded people? What can be done facing the new realities that major countries in the Middle East, Iraq, and Syria are falling apart? What can be done to safeguard Lebanon, Jordan, and Turkey? What can be done to protect European unity and stability? More than ever, a united European position is a must to face the various challenges. To start with the challenges, Turkey. Turkey, being a major NATO power between Europe and the Middle East, should be addressed carefully and about its concerns, and should be faced politely about facilitating the influx of refugees to Europe. One of the major Turkish concerns, if not the main one, is the Kurdish issue. Europe should help the Turks in finding an appropriate solution for the Kurdish problem, a peaceful one based on integration. Europe or some European parties in Europe should not be tempted to encourage any Kurdish attempt that could infringe Turkish sovereignty and territorial integrity. From the beginning of the Syrian crisis, the Turks hosted more than 2 million Syrian refugees. It was a big burden for Turkish economy and security. But today, the policy of facilitating the flow of refugees to Europe is putting at risk European stability and unity. There should be a frank dialogue with the Turks about possible future negative implications for this policy and listen to their demands. Russia. From one side, Russian expansionism, Crimea, Ukraine, is endangering Europe's stability, but from the other side, Isolating Russia will increase fears on both sides and create a new Cold War attitude or atmosphere, which will endanger Europe's interest and Russian interest. Maybe it's too late to negate some Russian fait accompli, like Crimea. Ukraine should be tackled very carefully, away from the surrounding xenophobic historical demons that led to tragedies and wars in the past. Better to engage a dialogue, better to have economic cooperation than sanctions. As for Syria, where the Russians had, from the time of the Soviets, vested interest, many issues are at stake after their direct military intervention. And on this subject, many questions arise. Do the Russians believe that through this unilateral military intervention they can safeguard the unity of Syria? 2, do they believe with their allies, the Iranians, that prolonging the lifespan of the Syrian regime will lead to a stable Syria? 3, what would be the time limit of the transitional period, if there is any? 4, would the Russians and their allies propose again the same old scenario of having elections to decide the fate of the Syrian regime? We had it in the past, we have assisted in the past at this kind of masquerade, and the result was just prolonging the Syrian tragedy. I presume that such questions, such issues will be discussed in Vienna. On the other hand, I hope that the Russians do worry about the future of Europe, about the stability and unity of Europe. Not solving adequately the Syrian crisis with a common constructive approach with all the parties or powers involved could make the refugee crisis trigger the rise of neo-fascist parties in Europe with unknown consequences for stability and unity and peace in Europe. Last but not least, the recent events in Palestine, in the occupied territories, and Israel 1948, with the profanation of the Haram Sharif, leads to the conclusion that the peace process is long time dead. With it, the two-state solution. Comrades of the European Socialist parties, the task ahead of you, ahead of us, is terribly difficult, but worth fighting for the sake of relieving the Syrian people from this terrible ordeal, for the sake of peace and stability in and around the Mediterranean. Thank you.